Welcome back to the Wellness Architect, where we simplify wellness for busy professionals and families. I'm your host, Mark Nigrelli, and today we're diving into a hot topic. Can exercise really be as effective as medication for treating depression and anxiety? Now, if you've been reading all of the headlines, you might think the answer is just a resounding yes. I mean, hitting the road and getting the same results as an antidepressant. It sounds too good to be true, right? And if you know me, you know I'm a big advocate for physical activity. But as someone who's passionate about science-backed wellness, I think we need to take a closer look at this. So, where did this all start? In 2023, a study by Verhoeven and al. Quickly made its way to popular media. The study compared traditional antidepressant medication with running therapy over 16 weeks. When the results came out, everyone got really excited. Headlines were popping up all over, claiming running could be just as effective as taking antidepressants like Zoloft. But let's just back up a second. There's more to the story than what the headlines want you to believe. So we're going to unpack this today. Let's find out why it's crucial to dig beneath the surface before making sweeping conclusions. And I know we all do it. We see the latest craze, we go and try it and then work out, oh, wow, it didn't work for me. This is why, and this is why I'm here to help you. I've read the full study, and even though I'm someone who champions physical activity, I'm here to be critical where it's needed, just as any good wellness architect really should. Now, let's look at the details. The study had 141 participants divided into two groups. One was taking antidepressants, and the other group was based on running therapy twice a week. The assessments measured a whole range of things, from symptom severity to physical health metrics like waist circumference and blood pressure. And at first, the remission rates were about identical, 44.8% for medication versus 43.3% for running. And it looks pretty solid, right? But not so fast. Here's where the kicker is. The study was only partially randomized. In fact, more than half the participants were allowed to choose which group they joined. So you can imagine that. This introduces pretty much a significant bias, because the majority of people who picked running therapy started with milder symptoms anyway. And that's crucial. You can't really compare apples to oranges, can you? If you have milder symptoms to begin with, you're likely to show better outcomes regardless of what your treatment is. So the comparison between running and antidepressants isn't as straightforward as what it appears. Let's address another key point. The media ran with the idea that running is as good as taking a pill. But that's not entirely supported by the data. What the researchers chose to measure within group changes, not necessarily between group comparisons. This means they looked at how participants changed over time within that group, but they didn't focus directly on comparison to the absolute effectiveness between the two groups. In fact, when you compare the reduction in symptoms, antidepressants seem to have the upper hand. Those on medication had almost doubled the improvement in the score for anxiety and depression compared to those that were in the running group. This is a prime example of what we call headline hype. Taking a nugget of truth and then going off and running with it. And yeah, pun intended. Rather than diving into the complexities of what the research actually tells us. Now, don't get me wrong, exercise is absolutely essential for our mental health and physical health. I talk about this all the time on the podcast, and it's true, it is. Regular physical activity can improve your mood, boost your energy levels, and even help with sleep. That's a fact. And for some, exercise might even reduce the need for medication over time. But here's the thing, not everyone's journey with mental health is the same. If you're dealing with severe depression or anxiety, exercise alone will just not cut it. And that's okay. We need to stop promoting these one-size-fits-all solutions that a lot of gurus out there do. And let's start looking at mental health more holistically. Maybe that means combining physical health activities with medication or therapy, or even with the support of a friend and family member. So, what's the takeaway here? Well, first, be critical of what you read on social media, even when it aligns with your beliefs. Second, exercise should definitely be part of your wellness blueprint, but it's not a magic bullet. Remember that. Third, if you're someone or you know someone who is struggling with depression and anxiety, don't dismiss medical treatments just because it's sensationalized by headlines. Seek out professional advice and weigh up your options and craft a plan that works for you. Thanks for joining me on today's episode of The Wellness Architect. If you found this episode helpful, make sure you subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a review. And until next time, stay well, stay balanced, and take care of yourselves. And I'll see you in the next episode.